mind trick of epic levels here, and it's just really interesting because it's like, what do you care about? What do you care about? If you can just be told to stand down, hey, we're gonna stop talking about this. I'm stunned because they were so upset about it. Yeah. And now, every Republican just voted not to release the files that don't exist. Why are we voting to release files that don't exist? If they don't exist, there's nothing to release, right? It's just really interesting because they were so upset, and to watch everybody just kind of fall in line and backpedal from there, really profound. It is really something to watch. It's actually terrifying, to be honest with you, because it really shows the influence and the lockstep kind of situation that we're dealing with. Makes it hard to kind of figure out how to communicate.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're pinpointing it right where it belongs. I've been and I always say I am the most skeptical person. I am not one who is prone towards conspiracy at all, because I tend to think putting a group of human beings together and having them keep a secret, I think, is pretty fucking hard to do. So I am very anti-conspiracy theory, except for this one. This one. Because I remember early on hearing the story about Bill Barr's father, who was, we've talked about this before, who was the headmaster of the Dalton School in Manhattan, who had hired Epstein even before he had a degree in college. And he had no degree in math, but he was hired as a math teacher without a degree at the age of like 20, 21, I went to a prep school, and every one of my teachers had at minimum a master's degree, and most of them from pretty prestigious schools. Nobody had a teacher that didn't have a degree, and so this is all like it's just bizarre. It's not bizarre. It's part of the story. And there's other things related to his father and how he got fired, and how that was related to Epstein getting fired, and then Epstein getting hired for, I think it was Bear Stearns, by somebody whose kid went to Dalton School. There's so much stuff about the origination story with Bill Barr, and then he magically shows up, how many years later, exactly at the time that Epstein is in prison, and he recuses himself. So he acknowledges his relationship, but it doesn't mean that he didn't order him killed. I mean, those are two separate things. And then there's the whole thing with Alex Acosta, who became the labor secretary, who was the prosecutor in charge of his bullshit prosecution. There are so many things about this that are clearly wrong, and clearly Trump is in the middle of it. Clearly Trump was Epstein's best friend for 15 years. Clearly Epstein used to use Mar-a-Lago as a base of operation for many years, and many people know about that. There are so many pictures and details of Trump being involved. So it's the major one. Now, the thing I love about it is it's horrendous, and it's awful to think that Donald Trump was part of this underage sex ring. It's horrendous. It's awful. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't have any more to do with being president, other than character, than Hillary's emails. It really is sort of, it's horrible and terrible and awful, but it's not like, I designed and fomented a coup, a violent coup, an insurrection, and tried to steal an election. That's sort of more relevant. And so this is sort of interesting because, in a way, the maggots in the